It is a name what strikes fear into the hearts of anyone what hears it. That's right. It's metaphorical.
Metaphorical. Metaphorical. What do we have here? These books are all my windows. I'm staring through to see the tempo. Heroes and villains, they spill into innuendos. I'm flipping through the pages like each one possessed the antidote. I'm tossing up a rope from cover to cover. Oh man, that's dope. These colors have to float. The minute that I administer sinister lines into my mind and then crack the codes. I'm not the oracle, but I've copped enough books from metaphorical to know how future stories go. So come with us, the dumb-witted don't take the cue. I'm David Dunn, my sacred tongue is quite unbreakable. You bid on it and get Sonic, don't fade the blue. A paper thief, it's never hard for me to take the news. True, it's like the sun and the moon. It's the fluid that flows into your hospital room. This ink is sacred, stunning you, taking you out the matrix, unplugging the basic view you had upon this spaceship. Amazing. Now look around and trade places. These strange faces will tell the tale you made a case with. Your Honor, I'm the modern day basis for looking to the many-faced God to take the law into my graces. With aces, come to an auction, see the pages, familiar faces, metal the NFT oasis. We are the light, we are the night, whichever that applies. The metaphor is yours to do with what you want for life. Right. It's metaphorical. It's metaphorical. It's metaphorical.
What is up? What is up? It is metaphorical. We got a super awesome show for you guys, first of its kind on my channel so far. So we got a super dope NFT show. Got some super awesome rally creators that are joining us today. And we're going to go ahead and get into the show, start introducing them. So we're going to start off with CryptoStackers. Welcome to the show.
Boyle, we're going undercover. You look amazing. Welcome to the Mafia.
What is up? What is up, man?
Thanks for having me on. So yeah, I'll just introduce myself. If you guys don't know me, I am CryptoStackers on YouTube. We're a community. We have a Discord community, but what our YouTube channel is all about, or what my YouTube channel is all about, is analyzing crypto. I take a look at lots of different investments, lots of different cryptocurrencies, try to have level-headed analysis. My background, I also work full-time at Token Metrics. We do investment research. We have AI and machine learning-based indices for crypto investors, but channel's all about crypto, and right now we're seeing a lot of NFT stuff going on in the space, a lot of NFT mania. So I'm excited to be here and talking about that. So thanks for having me on Metaphorical.
All right. Excited to have you. Next up, we got SKOT, man. Super dope guy, man, from Rally. He's actually on the staff at Rally, a fellow creator, awesome individual. Check him out. Coming in hot. SKOT.
Boyle, we're going undercover. You look amazing. Welcome to the Mafia.
What is up, man? What is up? Welcome to the
intro. Thanks for having me. This is awesome. My name's Scott Leach. I am a game designer and storyteller artist. I also work for Rally. So have helped to build some of the Rally platform that the creators here today are working on, and I am also a creator on that platform. Really excited about NFTs and excited to be here talking about them. Most recently, I'm using NFTs to extend the story world of my game Able Black, which is a free game for iOS and Android. And
go check it out, man. Download it.
Yeah, it's free. Give it a look. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
All right. We'll introduce our next guest, my big brother, Mr. Dave Young, the creator of Play.
Boyle, we're going undercover.
Just like me.
You look amazing. Welcome to the Mafia.
It's all in the eyes.
Looks just like me. That was my tracksuit, my velour tracksuit for 5 years in the 1980s. I am Dave Young. I am a necrophlebotomist and prestidigitation enhancement specialist. Whatever, that I just made that up. I'm the creator of Play. I'm a game developer. I run the Facebook game developers community. Like 30,000 game developers. We're making games for Rally and all kinds of cool software for Rally. And very excited about NFTs.
Nice. All right. Last but definitely not least, one of the creators behind Allie Coin. Go check them out as well. Super, super awesome.
Boyle, we're going undercover. You look amazing. Welcome to the Mafia.
What is up, Mason? Welcome to the show.
Thanks for the welcoming. And I got to say, what an intro. I enjoyed that. So I'm probably the only person here who doesn't really have my own coin, but I do a lot of the behind the scenes work for my wife's coin, Allie. And I've been deep into crypto for 5 years. I've done everything from mining, trading, DeFi investing, and most recently NFTs. So I'm excited to talk about all the stuff I'm learning right now.
You live vicariously through Allie, basically. So
yeah, we're partners on pretty much everything. And so, you know, we just like to run ideas past each other, and we find that we're more successful that way.
Awesome. So welcome to the show, man. I'm glad to have you guys. So real quick, we're going to kind of go over a loose format. I'm going to let each of the people real quick go over what NFTs mean to them. And then we're going to kind of have a loose format as far as what it means to the community. So we're going to go circle back to CryptoStackers and kind of get his take, man, on what NFTs are. And what do you think, Crypto? Like, what do you think about NFTs? What do you think they fit into the creator space?
Yeah, NFTs are very, very important tools, or are becoming rapidly very, very important tools for creators. Why? Because there's multiple prongs, but there's 4 we could kind of zoom in on. There's exclusivity, right? NFTs, they're one of one, right? They're unique. So if you own an NFT, you own that NFT. You have the ownership rights to it. And with a lot of NFT projects, there's only so many of those NFTs, right? Many of them are unique. Utility, right? The utility behind NFTs that's something that we're starting to see many use cases pop up for, right? Bored Apes Yacht Club, for example, is used. The utility is used to you have access to a Discord. You're kind of in an exclusive group. You have access to other people that have that NFT. And the other two, I think, the other 2 prongs are fun, right? NFTs can just be fun. They can be cool. They can be something that you can talk about and enjoy together, which is great for a community setting. And then finally, artistic value, right? A lot of NFTs are centered around art, digital art to be exact. And you can, I was going to say you can't put a price on artistic value, but you actually can. And we're seeing that price go rise very rapidly, right? Some NFTs with a lot of artistic value are appreciating very rapidly. So I think NFTs are going to be very, very important tools for creators to use, and just a fantastic way for creators to interface with their communities in a fun way.
Nice. So that's going to move us over to Scott and his thoughts on what NFTs are to himself. The redacted version, I know that's why we're going to be doing this show on a regular basis, but I just want to know, like, in summary, what do you think? What do you think NFTs mean? A creator.
Yeah, I don't think we know yet, and to me, that's the most exciting part. Like, we know what they are, right? It's a kind of file, JPEG or video, and it has these things it can do that are interesting. But it's the stuff that we're still figuring out now that's most exciting to me. Bored Apes, the example Forrest just gave, that's super exciting to see that happen, because a lot of that growth is the result of that community making a conscious effort to raise the floor price of that NFT and essentially make it what it is today. I think that notion of participation and community is huge, and we're just starting to scratch the surface. So I don't know exactly what they're going to be, but I know it's exciting. And it feels to me the way it did in the late 90s when the internet was happening. It just, yeah, on a gut level, there's something there. I can't quite articulate it yet, but to me, that's the magic and unlimited potential of it.
All right. So that'll bring us to our next guest, Dave. What do you think about NFTs, Dave? And what do they mean to creators?
So I actually came to Rally because I felt like I was missing the boat on NFTs earlier this year and not quite understanding them. But as the year has gone on and I've kind of been building things and looking at what we want to do, it's become really clear how they are valuable. So if you're creating a game or a piece of media and there is a super fan community built up around that thing, whether it's a community or a creator or whatever, especially in the crypto world, there are people who have disposable income in the crypto that they don't have in, like, you wouldn't go into, for example, a shop and buy something for like $2,000 just to like throw it up on your wall, but you would totally do that in crypto. It's like, or you do that in Rally with Creator Coin. It's easier to spend money there. So for me, I'm seeing opportunities to kind of add different price points for things that have super fans already, whether they're games or communities around creators for memorabilia or special access. We plan on doing a lot of stuff with user-generated content and access to things like profit sharing or putting your name up on a wall in a game that somebody's playing, or making games that have NFTs, that battle each other, for example. So we're really looking at the utility side and as a way to capture some of the value that people are eager to put forth.
Nice. So last but definitely not least, going to bring us to Mason. Interested to hear your take on NFTs and what you think about them and what they mean for creators.
Well, first of all, I mean, those were some great answers. And I echo a lot of that. I really think, I learned about NFTs maybe like 4 or 5 years ago before any, like, I guess there was crypto kitties maybe back then. And that started trending a little bit, but nothing like what we're seeing today. And I think that all these different use cases are unlocking for NFTs one at a time. You've got NFTs as collectibles, NFTs as a community kind of membership. I love the idea of NFTs in games. That's probably one of the things I'm most excited about. But I think everything can kind of be an NFT, like Scott was saying. And who knows, maybe one day our car and our house and every asset will be recorded in the blockchain in some way. And yeah, there's some really unique stuff that comes along with that, like the ability to trade assets over the internet. And that the ease of friction in that marketplace is truly phenomenal. And so I'm just excited for the limitless potentials that are going to come out of NFTs. Awesome. So kind of my take on NFTs is that coming from like my community is a collectible community. We, trade comics and things of that nature. So it's like a natural fit for us to basically migrate into like NFTs that are just a digital form of what we do already. And kind of the way that I'm structuring my NFTs is kind of that collaborative aspect where most of, like, for example, the royalties are going to go back to the community, as well as some of my like stretch goals are going to be things like us doing a comic book where random people that hold NFTs will be like characters in the book, or working on a game that I'll be working on with Dave. His bandwidth is very limited, but once he clears up a little bit of his schedule, we'll be working on that. So I mean, to me, NFTs are just like Mason. I'll follow on what Mason said about, I believe in the future everything's going to be an NFT, like your driver's license, your keys to your house. I mean, anything that basically requires identity and access will be an NFT. So a person will be basically, your social status will come from your collection of NFTs. So with that being said, I'm interested on kind of your guys' take on what NFTs mean to your community specifically. Like, what are like some of the ways that you think that NFTs are going to allow you to engage your community in ways that you were not able to do before? Like, I'm kind of interested on what it means for your community. Like, what do you think the things your community are going to get the most excited about? Like, I would assume each of you guys kind of know your user base and your
your fan base. So I was kind of interested on your perspectives.
Yeah. So one of the NFT or the NFT line that I've started with CryptoStackers, and there is going to be a more clear-cut roadmap coming soon. But it's taken the form of 24 by 24 pixel CryptoPunk style art, where the first 100 NFTs are just kind of commemorative NFTs that represent people, are those 24 by 24 pixel renditions of big people in the space, right? So you've got like Michael Saylor, just kind of celebrities or founders of big cryptocurrencies. And those top 100 are just meant to be really rare and exclusive. And we've given away some of those through Twitter, which has been really popular. And we've also auctioned some off for charity. The collection is going to be capped at 10,000. So that leaves 9,900 spots for additional NFTs. And my plan is to be able to leverage Rally to where people can use Rally to buy an NFT of themselves for probably, let's just say $200. The price isn't defined yet. $150, 3/4 is going to be donated to a charity, more than likely St. Jude's. And then the other $50 will go to the actual artist. I'm not the artist behind this NFT collection. So if you do the math, if we can successfully mint 9,900 NFTs with $150 of that going towards charity, we're targeting hopefully $1.5 million raised for charity. So I think it's going to be a really fun way and an interactive way that the CryptoStackers community can have their own face become a CryptoPunk style, and they're actually called CryptoStackers, right? A CryptoStackers NFT be immortalized on the blockchain while giving the vast majority of the money to charity and the artist behind that's actually creating these NFTs. So I'm really, really excited for that. And I'm really excited to use Rally as the leverage point, as the tool for making that become a reality.
I think
we can use those as profile pics.
Exactly, within the community, in our Discord. Exactly, that's it. All
so you're telling me that if I give you $200, I can get an awesome pixelized profile pic. 3/4 of it goes to charity, and an artist gets like paid.
Yeah,
yes,
sold.
Yes,
sold.
Yeah,
I'll take 3.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, I think definitely our platform is, I'm more of the mindset of giving back as well. And I think Rally is very conductive to that kind of mindset. So with that being said, Scott, what do you think your community is going to get the most excited about with NFTs? Like outside of your personal, your personal viewpoint, what do you think the general user that follows you, like what's going to get them excited?
I think the idea of we're at an interesting spot right now. I think we have to kind of show them the potential of it for them to understand all the ways that it can be used. So there's a kind of chicken and egg thing going on. But the part that I love and that I'm excited about is this in storytelling or in a game. I think if that experience is really powerful, if it's a game or story people like, they want to sort of be part of that world. And I really like the idea of using NFTs to do that, whether it's a NFT that represents a character in a story or some artifact from a game. And by holding that NFT, you can influence the game or the story in some way. That's super intriguing to me.
You're already doing that a little bit, right? Can you shed some light on that?
Sure.
Because I was just interested. I've read your NFT description, but I don't know exactly what it does. Yeah.
So what I've been doing is using the NFTs. I sort of hide things inside of them. The game I designed, Able Black, is a puzzle-based game, and so I took the spirit of that and hid these puzzles inside the NFTs that you can spot and decipher. And I'm using those to do a treasure hunt that'll sort of hop from website to metaverse site like Crypto Voxels. And in doing so, we'll sort of seed the next portion of the story. What I like about that is the next level I want to get to. So that's an exciting way for users, I think, or for my fans to participate. But the next level is, how do I let them actually influence the story in some way? To me, that's so exciting. Like the stuff the punk comic guys are doing with they're getting the CryptoPunks and then designing a comic book based on those. There's this whole language that's happening where there's now NFTs that are creative expressions based on pre-existing NFTs. It's really cool to watch it happen and to see that evolve. But in the course of doing all this stuff, like new things pop up, right? So you have an idea of what you might do, and then you see what's working. And I think you have to be smart to know when to hop on those opportunities. So this is going to make, like, people are going to be economically free because of this. And I don't mean like the people that were already going to make money. I mean artists and creatives and people that just love community are going to be set and be able to do what they want for the rest of their lives because of this. That's a huge deal. And I think recognizing that and empowering other people to do that is important. So one of the things that I'm looking at now is figuring out how to, in the short time I've been doing this, it's been life-changing, and I want to share that information with as many people as possible.
Dave Young with a $10 super chat saying, I bought this spot for $10 for 5 minutes with an NFT. It could go for $1,000 and last a week. That is.
I thought you were laughing at Scott. That wasn't funny, Scott. That was profound. And I was clapping for you, buddy.
But me and up next, Dave, were actually discussing a game along the similar lines, like of something like that. I don't want to reveal too much, but it kind of works like that, like something you were alluding to, Scott. So, well, I ain't gonna release too much information on that. Dave, what do you think your community is gonna get excited about with NFTs outside of just you yourself?
Mm-hmm. So my community are game developers, and a lot of them actually are experiential creators too, who work with like Unity to make things that aren't games, but that can be run on the web that are experiences. And traditionally, they get paid in a couple of different models. One of those is by publishing a game or an app to an app store, and then somebody downloads it for free, and they maybe make money with some ads, or they sell it for 99 cents and have people doing app purchases for a few bucks here and there, and they hope to make money on volume. However, there's no real way to capture. There are ways that you have to kind of work within the guidelines of the system to capture super fans and their purchase power and their purchase intent. One of the games that I made once several years ago called Spin Cycle, I took a long time to make it, and it was an ad-driven game, so it made a few bucks here and there. However, one Christmas, these two Russian brothers competed against each other. And they were just like playing all day long. They were generating huge amounts of money from just the CPMs, and I guess Russia were gigantic that holiday. And they made me a few $100 just by competing against each other and going for high scores and getting tons of ads. And that was pretty awesome. They really loved the game. So out of the thousands of people who played the game, these two guys really loved it. An NFT is a way for them to like buy a piece of it and like put their name on the wall. Like maybe it's a taunt on a leaderboard, or an audio clip where they're like, doing some smack talk for other players, or even just a picture of the end screen. So it's really a way for my community of game developers to add new ways to monetize for their super fans. And you can do some really interesting things as well. When you start thinking,
one of the things I thought of, like in the gaming aspect, and this when we segue in to Mason, about like when you hit like the button on your console to like save a clip, when you're like saving a clip on your console to like if you did something in a game, we'll just NFT in that like automatically, and
exactly
have it become like an NFT on your profile. So with that, we're going to segue in to Mason.
So before I answer like what I think our community would be excited about, I just want to say one thing I was surprised about that our community got so excited about is we did this series of, so Allie's a card game player, strategy game. She plays Hearthstone mainly, but she's also played some Magic the Gathering. And one of the things she does every once in a while on her stream is she'll do like a Bob Ross painting stream. And we thought it would be fun to just like memorialize one of the videos that we made as an NFT and put it on the market and just see if people would buy it. What we didn't expect was that it was going to sell out in 30 minutes and then people were going to be flipping them for 10 times the price. And so like I was genuinely surprised that our community had that much interest in an NFT like that, because it was really just supposed to be like something for the hardcore fans who had seen that stream to participate in. But the thing I think that the general audience is going to go a little bit crazier for is really gamifying these NFTs. And there's a couple aspects to that. So one side is the collecting aspect of that, which is card game players for a long time. I mean, I kind of say like individual Magic cards were sort of like the original NFTs in some way. Obviously, you could go back to collectibles before that, but it's really interesting how there's like the secondary market and they trade for different values depending on their usability within the game. And I think that NFTs are going to have usability within all of these different games. And in the case of some of the stuff I think Scott was talking about, like, I know there's a game being developed right now that's going to leverage bored apes and let your companion be your bored ape within the game. And like the more utility that gets developed around these NFTs within games, I think the more they really get brought to life and they have utility outside of just being a collectible, in the same way a Magic card has utility in that you can compete in tournaments with it. And so I think our community is just going to go nuts when we can find a way to make our NFTs like this thing that they can actually go fight other players with, and that it matters which NFT you have because it allows you to fight in a different way. And that's the stuff I'm really excited to create, but it's also, you know, some of the most intensive development ideas where it's going to take a long time to get it to the point where it's really functional in that way.
And a lot of resources. So.
Yeah, a lot of resources and a lot of time. So hopefully we can do it in a reasonable amount of time where the excitement is still there around NFTs. But I do think it's a concept that's going to last for the rest of the time.
Well, I know that CryptoStackers is going to have to go here shortly, so I'm going to let him segue in real quick in case he has to do any promotions or anything for you. Get out of here, man. You said you had to leave at like 7:30, right?
Yeah, I've got to cut out of here. I genuinely appreciate you having me on Metaphorical. It's great to meet everyone. Great to see you again, Mason. Yeah, CryptoStackers on YouTube. We just crossed 15,000 subscribers. Really exciting. And our Discord group, which is free to join, right? You can find on any of my videos on CryptoStackers on YouTube, you can find a link in the description that will lead you to the Discord. It's totally free to join the community. We have a lot of fun in there. We also talk about investment strategies. It's not a signals group. It's not trading signals. It's just people that are actually excited to learn and provide educational resources around investing in crypto, which has really been focused on NFTs lately. So thanks for having me again. I am going to cut out of here, and it is a pleasure to be on the stream.
No, most definitely. Make sure you guys go check him out. Go throw him a subscribe, man. Go show him some support. Hit him up. Join his Discord. Become a crypto stacker.
Thanks.
All right, man.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you for joining us.
See you later, man.
Bye.
All right. So I have to reiterate kind of what Mason said. I think, you know, my community before we started using KKCR, most of them had never owned, you know, NFTs or crypto in general. And I think that what's going to get people the most excited is just like the gamification and the utility. I mean, I wanted to kind of discuss some of the things that were brought up today, you know, like during the meeting, kind of the NFT roadmap for Rally, and kind of your guys' thoughts on what you thought about the roadmap and how you were going to utilize some of the things that were discussed in the roadmap, like in your community. So we'll start with Scott.
I'm super ecstatic about the royalty splitting stuff. For so long, it's been really hard to figure out how to do that in a way that is trusted and fair. And a lot of industries have made it a business out of taking a cut of creators and their fans' stuff. So that's super exciting to me. And what I want to do and explore is this idea of taking some of the parts of my game or story and having artists in the community create art based on that idea. And then I split the royalty with them, or even give them the lion's share of the royalty. And the benefit is I get amazing art drawn about my story or game, and the fan or the artist gets all the cash, and the fans benefit from all of it. They get the story aspect and they get the artwork. That's really cool. I think we've done a good job with the royalty splitting stuff. It's I think it's going to be really powerful.
Big +1 on the royalty stuff.
All right.
Most definitely, most definitely. So, Dave, what do you think? What do you think, sir? What do you think about the roadmap?
I'm happy with the roadmap. I really just needed a couple of basic pieces of functionality, like the ability to see if a user has an NFT and the ability to mint some. And I was quite prepared to work around any other things that weren't done yet. So just the general availability, I'm pretty psyched with. I know that we have some, like we won't be able to have oracles, which will, in a normal NFT world, that allows you to change the content of an NFT kind of as it grows through a smart contract and pull in external data. We'll make up for that kind of stuff through side coding. So I'm really happy about where it is now, and I think it's a great starting point to build on. And we can build a lot with what's already available at release. So I'm excited about the roadmap. And now that SKOT has given us a very strong voice to the NFT project and features that will be developed, I'm pretty confident that it's going to go in the right direction. So I don't know.
Man.
That's 2 thumbs up from a 2-thumbed man.
That's fantastic. So, Mason, did you have a chance to actually catch the road? Did you catch the meeting?
You know, I didn't catch the meeting, so I guess I might be missing some stuff. But one thing I'll say, maybe someone can tell me if they mention this, is bidding on an NFT piece coming in the meeting? Because I know some people will like buy an NFT and list it at a huge price, but then the market wants to buy it, maybe even at a price they'd sell it at, but there's no way to make that offer. I think I heard
you mention that.
Yeah, there's an auction.
I mean, I don't.
That's all you.
I don't know if I can share the image, but I can basically go over it, Mason, real quick. So
yeah,
kind of their priorities were to integrate NFTs directly into Rally. So like integrating the NFT platform directly with Rally.io, and then basically building out the utility for the NFTs themselves, like expanding the API stuff, and also giving us built-in like gated access and stuff like that, as well as having rewards and gifting tied to the NFTs. So
wait, can you say a little bit more about rewards? Oh, not like Rally rewards. You mean just other rewards we could
it's kind of a vanilla statement, so it could mean some kind of staking rewards that I don't know. But it's just
the thing we've been talking about is the ability to put coins inside an NFT, or even NFTs inside an NFT.
Yeah.
I think the staking piece could go back to Dave's Oracle. There's at some point it's going to be up to the devs to figure out how to do some creative stuff, but I think we want to try and get as much as we can in that platform itself, so that you guys have all the tools to do what it's doing.
I think the most interesting thing that they mentioned was the ability to burn NFTs. So I think that's a very pragmatic approach that shows kind of their forward thinking to the bridge out mechanism, that you're going to have like a mechanism where you're going to be able to basically burn an NFT and like bridge it and then like reform it on another chain. That's kind of what I'm taking out of burning being central like on their roadmap. So and it also allows us to manage scarcity. So if we can have some kind of utility that'll eliminate NFTs based on like some kind of pragmatic solution or something like that. I mean, there's all kind of use cases, man. I mean, like the sky's the limit basically if we can basically burn an NFT. And the other interesting thing was the new minting options that they actually mentioned, which were like generative, pragmatic, and like SKOT was saying, embedding either NFTs or coins directly into our NFTs. So I believe, we had this discussion over on the creator mastermind Discord about the walled garden effect. And I kind of think that if we build these tools out in this roadmap and us as creators, you build a robust NFT ecosystem, that there's no ecosystem that can basically compete with this kind of utility. So that's my position. I'm kind of interested in what you guys think as far as the walled garden effect. And do you think that an ecosystem like Rally can compete with mainnet as far as the NFT ecosystem, as far as fans and interest? So
One of
we'll
the things that I love about the Rally ecosystem that no one else is ever going to do is that for creators specifically who have, social tokens, your NFTs being saleable for your own token and creating commerce around that is something that's truly unique to Rally, and I don't think anyone will copy anytime soon. I guess you can do some stuff on OpenSea. I know people were selling those stoned Elons for Rally tokens, so clearly there's been some integration of that, but I feel like for a creator, being able to create your own little micro economy around yourself and your products is something that's pretty special to Rally from what I've seen. And I really like that they integrated that with the NFTs.
When I wanted to get involved with a project that I didn't have like the right wallet for, et cetera, and had to jump through some hoops, I had no problem with it whatsoever. So I don't see that as being an issue if it's launched in a way that is launched to the public, because walled gardens, they're beautiful places to visit. So potentially. So if you launch it and invite the public in and they have to get a Rally account, that's not a big deal. And to get some like dragons, for example, I had to get some wallets that I didn't own and get some browser plugins. I was happy to do it. So I think for those kind of people who do that kind of thing already, it's fine. And for those who don't, that's fine too. So I think that, just like Mason said, as long as you're identifying what's exciting to the communities already inside, and you're making an effort to market on the exterior and kind of measure what happens, then we'll get to see. So I think that people, once they see the utility and what's possible, they could become very excited. I'm not ruling that out, but as a data-driven guy, we'll see how the cards roll there, Cotton.
What do you think, Scott? I'm interested on your perspective, both as someone who works at Rally and taking that hat off and kind of being a creator in general.
Yeah, when I come from a UX background, so when I first came to Rally and learned about wallets and all that, I was like, this is like a UI apocalypse. It's so brutal. But then once you sort of understand what's going on and you sort of get into the scene, and I totally drank the Kool-Aid, and so there's part of me that loves the sort of hardcore philosophy behind decentralization, but to Dave's point, a walled garden has lots and lots of perks. And I do think Rally's mission of trying to bring on the next 100 million people to crypto, I think that they're well positioned to do that. And so long as we watch how people are using it and what's happening on mainnet and are conscious of that and create ways to go back and forth, I think it's going to be fantastic. But I think as we go along the way, there's going to be pros and cons to both. There's going to be moments where we're going to be very glad, I think, that we're in a walled garden, and other moments we're going to wish we could go out to a broader group of folks. But I think we'll just see what happens. Mason said it, having a coin and the ability to mint NFTs is huge. And to do it without gas and fees, I think at this point, no one can get into NFTs if they start out at $500, and just to get into the wallet, you got to. You
have to burn $100 just to buy one. It's kind of ridiculous.
That was my main point. Like, if you mint an NFT and try to put it up for sale one time, you've usually spent around 30-40% of the price of the NFT. So that's just to even use it, basically, to get any use out of it. Meaning, like, now you have it, now you want to do anything with it, you've lost a third of the value. We don't have that issue on Rally at all.
And it's the same issue with the social tokens as well. Like, yeah, you can buy social tokens in bulk, so you only have to pay that fee one time. So if you're buying enough tokens, it's still worth it. Whereas with some of these NFTs, even if you wanted to buy 10 like chibi dinos or whatever, you're still paying a transaction each time for each one. But on Rally, it's made it so much easier to onboard those people that only want to put $10 in, and they only have a credit card and they haven't signed up on a centralized exchange yet. And all of those, like, that entire suite is built within Rally, right? The onboarding is built within it, the low fees transactions, the NFTs, all of that's going to be in one central hub for creators. And I think that's an amazing garden to be within. But I also agree that it's pretty paramount that we have some way to get out of the garden at some point, even if you can only take a little bit out at a time. As long as there's some sort of bridge that connects us to that broader ecosystem, then I think we have a lot of healthy growth ahead of us.
I agree. I think that's one of the central things that when we had the discussion with Scott, that was our focus point on building like the Legos, not necessarily for Rally to build it themselves, but just give us like the connectors. Just give us the connectors, we'll build the rest. Like that's all we need is basically just the road. We'll build everything else. So,
and I think there could be ways to make the if you look at the strengths and weaknesses of a walled garden, you can make the weaknesses irrelevant and lean into the strengths. If you can, example, I can mint NFTs on Rally and I can put them directly into my wallet and just give them to my fans to start with. And it's a really easy way to do like a pre-release. So there's ways to do that on mainnet, but the fact that I have this focused group, it allows me to do that with them. And then if I want them eventually to find a way to, we want to get to bridging out of NFTs, there's an exciting point where the fans could be the first people to do that. And then they're almost hosting the drop of that content to mainnet, and they get to really participate in the success of that NFT. That's, I don't know, there's something cool there.
That's a great point, Scott. You can even enable them, the fans, to help with the drop itself. Help with the launch of the whole project, and incorporate mechanics. And because there is a centralized created coin around those things where they can be specifically rewarded for doing that, you do not have the opportunity to do that on the outside, unless you create a whole other separate thing, which doesn't exist. Communities around launches and special rewards for those. We already have those avenues, those pathways, those Lego bricks that we've been stepping on, but now we can pick them up and build with them.
Yeah, and even in a game setting, if you do the gaming route of having NFTs in the form of weapons or an in-game currency, or your coins are an in-game currency, there's no reason why you couldn't plug mainnet NFTs into that same game as well, so that you're dealing with across the board with everything. I think a lot of it will boil down to what's the actual user experience? What is the end user seeing, and how is it tolerable, or is it or not? It's easy to forget about that. They might not even know that it's a walled garden. They might just do that.
If I had to draw a silly analogy for it, it's almost like teaching people to swim by just dropping them in the ocean. And it's like, yes, there's way more places to swim in the ocean, but you teach somebody how to swim in a very controlled environment in a pool. And I think for these like new crypto users, and I know because we tried to do this in 2017 with an ERC20 coin, and it's just like nobody wanted to use MetaMask or pay transaction fees or deal with swimming in the ocean because they're like, I don't know how to swim. This is just too intimidating for me. And so now that we have this more controlled environment to teach people about the underlying concepts of cryptocurrencies and, the kind of tokenomics that goes behind I would say liquidity pools, but I guess it's more of a token bonding curve in the Rally ecosystem, and buying and selling NFTs in these marketplaces, teaching them about all that stuff within this controlled environment just is it's an easier experience overall. And I really appreciate that Rally's built that.
I got a question here, Maddie. The one sentence answer to that is that it's like the secret keys to everything. So anything can be NFT'd. It's like a comic book that has a digital ID or a piece of artwork or anything that can be separated and identified from something else. So,
and that can be owned, and that can be assigned a value across all kinds of different verticals. So it's a way to assign common values among things that are, different, and then which can be resold in different markets.
I'll give him a good example in our community, a graded comic, right? A 9.8. If you made them an NFT, you could assign a value with an oracle that could go out and get like an FMV, and then that NFT would represent what the value of that book was. And then you could trade that or do something with that NFT, like transfer ownership of that slab through the NFT. So
you just asked another question about that too, is can we see NFTs replacing microtransactions in games? And I'll just take that one real quick. I think microtransactions, that was a mechanic given to us by Apple and other places too, because there was an easy way to do payment methods with a mobile device, and sort of easy way therefore for developers who didn't have to go out and get their own credit card processing or PayPal alliances or Stripe alliances to accept money. So that was kind of a way for the store to provide developers cash. This is definitely a way for developers to get money also, but it's not going to be through Apple because they don't like cryptocurrency.
Well, free.
Yeah.
I think freeze, to answer his question, I think the NFTs will replace assets in games. So
Yeah.
like things that make up the game, like pieces of land within the game, like characters, assets that the character wears, bosses, things like that will be owned through through NFTs. And then
and not just that, once that kicks in, once people get that, if you're playing Destiny or whatever, and there's 10 Vision of Confluence exotics and you get one of them, there's only 9 left after that. That's it. And that one you have, if Destiny never makes another game, you still have that asset. And if someone else makes a game that allows you to use it or shard it or trade it for something else, it has actual value. That is massive because it takes it away from the giant developers and gives it to the players and to the game designers themselves. And if that mechanism blossoms,
now that you brought that up, a good example is back in the day in WoW when people used to sell their WoW accounts. So imagine being able to like NFTize your gamer account and then sell that account, like all the experience that came with it, all the the stuff that you had in the game, everything that you unlocked. That'll be another way that people will use NFTs like in gaming, is that they'll just NFT their account and sell it like their WoW account, and it'll be worth X, Y, and Z due to the fact of like what character it is, what assets it has, things like that.
I love this concept of taking back control of the assets from the kind of centralized databases of the giant companies. I also, and obviously as a gamer, I love that concept in gaming, but I think it's like more widely applicable than that. And I don't know in every way it's going to happen, but one thing I've always thought is very interesting about America is that your health records are kept with the doctors and the companies, the healthcare companies, and not with yourself. So when you want to switch from one provider to another, you actually have to get them to transfer all of your data to the other person because you don't hold it yourself. And I feel like a system where your healthcare is an NFT, and maybe it has to have attributes and you can change them, but this sort of like decentralizing the database of your healthcare information in a way that it's still encrypted so people can't spy on it, but you can take it with you from one person to another. That seems really important for humanity in general.
Really good point, Mason. So kind of like the exercise of creating an NFT out of something, of creating the data so that it can be seen outside of the system, brings all those other benefits with it. Like you said, health records, but it could be anything. It could be a suit of armor in WoW, for example. So the exercise of creating it to be recognized externally comes with lots of other benefits. That's a really good point. I hadn't thought of that one.
And not just that. So we're thinking about it analogously because that's how we want to end these questions that are coming up in the chat. We're trying to compare it to things we know, right? But imagine your Fitbit or your pedometer. If you run a certain amount of time, that data has value to somebody. You could now own that data as an NFT and then sell that or lease it to someone that makes running shoes. If Nike knows that you run 20 miles a day, your data now has value and you could leverage it. It's
super interesting. Like I'm saying, with the applications for being able to assign accumulate metadata into an object that's smart and that you can impact with like a smart program.
And all your data.
Yeah, all that data has value, and it's really interesting because a lot of people talk about this transition in society that we're seeing, where like a lot of jobs are being automated, and what are people going to do for work? And I think that there is more abundance that comes with this automation and technology, and to some degree, your information that you're providing to the world is sort of work, even if it's just you're Google searching or you're using an application or you're stepping each day and you're logging that. I think that people might just sort of track themselves and sell their data on purpose rather than let it get taken from them for free. And then all these mega tech companies are profiting off of it.
Well, like you're saying, it's happening right now without your benefit.
Right. And NFTs unlocks the ability for you to take back control of it and then also sell it when you want to, so that you can profit off of it when you need to profit off of it and keep it private when you want to keep it private.
That's a very good way of putting it. I couldn't put it into better terms. I think and that's why it lines up perfectly what we're doing as far as creator coins and stuff, and being trailblazers in that aspect. It's the financial freedom that comes with being in control of your assets, meaning all of them, like your information, your physical, your monetary assets, your collectible assets. Like, you know, I think that that's what NFT brings to the world, is a democratization of basically control over value. So
That really is it. It's ownership, right? Ownership and community, and the ability for people to get together and find success as a group. It's really cool. And some of the other, like someone asked about the skins, like you could do a cross collaboration, and we're already talking about this on amongst rally creators at a small level. But if some game said, we're going to have this gun that you can now take into this other game, and we're doing a collab with them where you can take this gun on a mission there, and then you unlock something else there, and then you can bring it back to the other game. Like, there's all kinds of cool gameplay and creative and storytelling stuff that we haven't even touched yet, that is huge. Just, it's exciting to think about.
Hey, that's what, you know, gets me up every day, man. It's a beautiful, I feel like we're in a awesome position to be where we are to, you know, pursue them kind of things. You know, I think
Walt Disney would just have his head spinning around right now.
Yes, he would. But before we get out of here, man, I'm kind of interested on you guys' NFT projects, particularly, like any you guys got in the works that are like ready to showcase the world that might be coming up soon, or anything you want to promote or anything like that. So we'll start with Mason. We're gonna go backwards in order this time and finish with Scott. So Mason, what do you got coming as far as any NFT projects or anything like that?
Yeah, we're working on a few things. And I don't want to spoil like too much of it, and some of it's still in the works, and some of it also kind of depends on Dave at this point. But
he's a bum.
He's amazing. Yeah,
he's an amazing
I'm very much looking forward to releasing some products with him and showing the community what NFTs are capable of. But right now, one of the things I'm really excited about getting out is Allie has these Twitch clips from 5 years of streaming. Some of them very popular. They've gone on, you know, those viral video sites, and they're really watched clips. And lately, with the whole DMCA takedown of Twitch, we had to pull a lot of those clips just in case. We had to just delete everything, because selectively deleting wasn't really an option with how many clips she had. So we took down a lot of her most popular clips of all time. And one exciting thing I thought would be to take those clips and create NFTs out of them. And we did it in kind of a cool way. We used one of my friends who's a video editor. We created kind of like this showcase for the clip instead of just having the clip raw data. We also hired a graphic designer to do kind of like an emblem thing that like says what series it is and when the date of the clip was. And so we're taking these really special moments that Allie's created for her fans that have been watched so many times, and we're going to create NFTs out of them where people can really own those moments. And like one of my dreams with that is to even like revenue share those moments in some way on a site someday, where they can really feel like they own it because they're getting some revenue stream, which probably won't be that much money, but I just think it's a really cool concept, and to pioneer that is something I'm really excited about.
Super, super dope, man. So guys, make sure that you are checking out Mason over at Allie Coin, man. He's in the top 5. You guys are both in the top 5. You and this guy right here, Mr. Dave Young. What kind of NFT projects do you have coming, sir?
Man. So it's such a loaded question, because I have some I want to do, but I'm going to postpone those to work on other projects which are better designed and ready to go.
what is I know you have 9 million.
I'm going to do a couple of small ones as experiments.
What is the one is the closest to fruition? What is
all right, I'll tell you what
magic?
it is. It requires no artwork at all. It'd just be like a picture of like a cockroach or something like that. But basically, in the fall, after we get done some of our other tasks to monetize games, I definitely want to create an NFT that allows the holder to get a higher percentage of revenue that gets driven from games that we create. And it's going to be really simple to make because it's just going to be like a picture of a cockroach or something like that. So that's like an experiment in revenue sharing or profit sharing. And I think that's going to be a high value NFT to trade hands. There are some projects, definitely Mason's got like some massive projects and some minor projects that I'm going to be collaborating with to build. But I mean, I have, and I have to kind of put aside my own personal ambitions for a while.
We have to clone
So,
Davey. I think that's just what it comes down to.
No, I want to. So what I'm doing is trying to get the team to come in line, and they're super excited. So I think we're going to do an NFT game jam in the fall after this one wraps up as well to get more Unity developers online with it and building out tech for this as well. So we're going to ramp up staff and efforts pretty quickly to help generate some of these projects.
Well, I cannot wait. I can't wait. Play is doing the thing. I'm a little biased. I'm a Davey stan. So what do you got for us? Actually, Scott just dropped a project today, guys. You should get over there. I got mine, or at least I'm the highest bidder right now. We'll see how long that lasts. But what do you got coming? What do you got going on?
Right now I got, I think you posted the link at nft.rally.io/SKOT. What I was talking about earlier about economic freedom and people learning from this, I wanted to start a really small focused Discord group of people that can share what they're experiencing when they're buying and selling NFTs. And I didn't want it to just be that someone with knowledge is making other people pay to get the knowledge. The way I'm designing it is for these first 20 NFTs that get you access to this private Discord. The next 20 that are minted will be a royalty split with the first 20 owners. So by sharing our knowledge, we can invite more people to that group and share more knowledge. And if we get a big enough group, we can actually help projects get off the ground and help sort of, shape the future of all this stuff. So that's something that I got going right now. And I'm super excited about that. On the creative side, I'm preparing this treasure hunt for my game, Able Black. I was hoping to have something ready to launch early September, but I'm waiting on a crucial piece to be complete so I can do what I want to do. But that's a NFT-based treasure hunt on a game I made called Able Black. I mentioned earlier that's free and for mobile. It's also on Steam as well. I got those things going, and then I got a million other ideas. I'm just trying to temper those and focus a little bit.
Hey, I'm the same way, man. So, hey, I'm a Scott stan too. I own basically every NFT. I think I missed.
That's right.
I think I do own every one, man. At least all the ones I can own. I couldn't own the ones that are only one edition, so I didn't get those. I got one of those of the 4.
Yeah, no, I think you might hold the most variety of anyone.
Does he have sorrow?
Yeah, I have them all, man.
He does.
But do you have hope as well?
Yep. Sorrow, hope, demons. Got it all, man. You don't want these problems, man. I'm getting this one too, man. I some of the ones I didn't realize those are all the different colors. So purple is my color, so I had to get on the purple. Phelps went in big, man.
Yeah, we had a little snafu. Actually, Mason, you were asking earlier, auctions are up as of right now. So auctions are live and we're testing it with some NFTs I just put up there. And I'm glad we did that because there was some issues earlier.
Auctions are great, but do we have bidding as well? Because that would be like a separate feature, I think.
Just to like make an offer.
Yes, exactly.
Like that. Yeah. So that's definitely on the roadmap. It's not built yet or being built, but it's on the list of items we want to do.
All right.
Awesome.
So we got a quick question before we get out of here, and then I'll wrap it up. So we got a question saying, how are NFTs protected in terms of trademark or copyright?
I can take a stab at this.
You want to go ahead and answer that?
One of the neat things that's happening is folks are giving away the copyright with the NFT, which doesn't work in all cases for all projects. But using the Bored Apes Yacht Club as an example, each one of those apes, so it's an ape with different accessories, different fur color, different hats and things. You own that specific image. The neat thing about that is that project gains more popularity. That image you own has value as a icon for a business or whatever you want to do. You could even rent it to someone to use, or lease them, give them a licensing deal to use it for whatever. It's Arizona Iced Tea, I believe, just earlier this week bought an ape for the use of doing some iced tea flavor or something. So that's one way to tackle the NFT problem, is that you just give it away. But you could also equally build in licensing opportunities into the NFT smart contract, so that if someone wants to use it, you could, I don't know how exactly this would work. It would take some user experience expertise, but you could essentially have someone pay the licensing rights to use it based on what's in the smart contract.
Yeah, it would be built into like the fee when you transferred it or like took control of it. Like the
I have a separate site where you go to say, I want to use this for licensing, and you enter it, and it
like
knows that and they know if they see it out in the wild.
Is giving away that copyright something on the roadmap for Rally? Like, could we ever see games where we legitimately have the rights to use the NFTs on behalf of the people who play the game, so they could create their own house environment with their own song playing and their own pictures on the wall, and the game would have full rights to use all of that within the game?
Yeah, so those are yours. You can say whatever you want when you put them out there in the world. There's a site. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I was going to kind of expand on that when I was going to say that it actually enforces trademark and copyright, because you have you can basically prove the date of ownership and creation easier than like in today's world, where you basically are just arguing with someone.
Exactly. Yeah.
So go ahead, man. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Wait, so that is by default on Rally right now?
So Rally doesn't, you as a creator own your content, so you can do whatever you want with it. You can write in the description, hey, by purchasing this NFT, you own this image, and you can do what you want with it. You can reproduce it. You can make start a coffee business with it, anything like that.
Yeah.
Awesome to know. I didn't realize that we could already do that, and there wasn't some legal language that needed to be in there for it to really be true ownership.
Let me just triple check that now that you said it. I'm 99.999%. But if Rally has something where they're trying to protect themselves or something, I can look and see. But no, those are your images. You can do what you want with them.
I was thinking it'd be cool, like if when I'm uploading it, I could just check a box that says I want to give away the copyright to the owner of this NFT, just to make it absolutely abundantly clear.
And then they could drop the language in there. We could automatically put the language in for you. Yeah.
Maybe there would be some kind of metadata setting where you could either like turn it on or off, and basically say that if you wanted to, like if you retained it or if you released it. So, but with that being said, I want to thank each of you guys, man, that came out, took times out your super busy days to come and join us. It was super, super awesome. Hopefully me and Scott are going to be doing this on a regular basis, man. But I'm going to be inviting creators. A few creators hit me up that there wouldn't have been enough room. So I'll be having them on next week. So if you guys in the chat have any other questions that you felt like we missed, type them in the chat before we get out of here, or drop them in the comment, or you can also go to one of our Discords and find us. So Scott Coin, Play Coin, Allie Coin, all on the Rally platform. Make sure you go check them out. Take some of that Rally that you got, them generous rewards that are generated on the Rally platform, and show my fellow creators some support, man. They're all doing some super awesome and big things. Like I said, I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for joining us today. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Let these guys go back to their wonderful creating of magic out there in the interwebs. But until next time, you guys know what it is. I love you guys. Keep it comics. Peace.
It is a name what strikes fear into the hearts of anyone what hears it. That's right. It's metaphorical.
Metaphorical. Metaphorical. What do we have here? These books are all my windows. I'm staring through to see the tempo. Heroes and villains, they spill into innuendos. I'm flipping through the pages like each one possessed the antidote. I'm tossing up a rope from cover to cover. Oh man, that's dope. These colors have to float. The minute that I administer sinister lines into my mind and then crack the codes. I'm not the oracle, but I've copped enough books from metaphorical to know how future stories go. So come with us, the dumb-witted don't take the cue. I'm David Dunn, my sacred tongue is quite unbreakable. You bid on it and get Sonic, don't fade the blue. A paper thief, it's never hard for me to take the news. True, it's like the sun and the moon. It's the fluid that flows into your hospital room. This ink is sacred, stunning you, taking you out the matrix, unplugging the basic view you had upon this spaceship. Amazing. Now look around and trade places. These strange faces will tell the tale you made a case with. Your Honor, I'm the modern day basis for looking to the many-faced God to take the law into my graces. With aces, come to an auction, see the pages, familiar faces, metal the NFT oasis. We are the light, we are the night, whichever that applies. The metaphor is yours to do with what you want for life. Right. It's metaphorical.